from Dvorak's Songs My Mother Taught Me. And I wanted to play that because so often I've heard and read how Victoria de Los Angeles grew up hearing her mother singing. And I wonder whether you actually became a singer because of her.
I believe it, yes. I think so.
What's your first memory of singing?
Well, I was so small when she was washing. I was so small that my head couldn't see the water and the sink. And I hear my mother jumping and washing. And she was singing all the time, and I was looking to her singing. And she had well placed the voice, because later on, when I had begun my studies, I was hearing my mother singing. My mother had the voice placed. Her sister was a coloratura. My sister had a very, very lovely voice. He used to sing musetta with me, but she didn't like it to learn music, my sister. But my home was voice people. But my mother, I think, was an inspiration and a tuition, in a way, of singing. I learned a lot of popular songs from her. From my mother, I learned even one encore that I used to sing with the guitar, Adios Granada. And I learned this, and after I sang it many times as an encore.
A recording made live at the Royal Festival Hall in 1967. Now, if I remember right, your programme would have had German and French songs in the first half and then Spanish in the second half, and that had such an effect on the audience. You can hear that and that applause. Because I think for many people in this country, you were actually the voice of Spain. You introduced us to Spanish music.
I don't know. Maybe because I began so early. I mean, since 1944, I began already singing Spanish in my last part of the recitals. And I remember going to the United States. In the United States also were so many people, they have never heard these songs that I was singing. And they were saying to me, I must go to Spain because you have made me discover a quality of Spain. I must go. Well, yes, I think I did a lot of work pro-Spain, pro-Spanish music.
And also, you didn't just do the castagnette clicking, the flamboyant side, because that song comes from way back from the Cantiga de Alfonso El Sablo, a record made with a very pioneering early music group from Barcelona, Ars Musicae, who were, I think, crucial to you in forming your musical tastes.
They talk with my parents, they say, we are going to give some money each month because she must eat well, because I was very, very thin. And they thought that in my home was so little food, you know. First of all, she must eat well, and we will pay some teachers outside of the conservatory, I mean, private lessons. Because they thought, maybe because they are so humble people, one day she's going to sing zarzuela in the paralelo. It was a very second-class thing. Maybe because to earn money, they were afraid. And so they have 100 pesetas each one of them.
A scholarship for you?
Yes. And so they gave it 700 pesetas each month. And they called me, we were Blancanieves, the snow, there's Snow White, and
White.
And the seven dwarfs.
Dwarfs.
Yeah. We were calling like that. We were like that.
So Snow White, the Seven Dwarfs.
Yes.
You and the Ars
And the
Musicae.
group.
I was going to ask you whether making music with Ars Musicae taught you things that have kept going all the way through your
Yes,
career.
yes, of course.
Yeah.
They were very romantic people. They believe in music as something high on the top of every person. And the way of construction in life and knowledge of everything cultural. They gave me books to read, poetry. They bought me French books because they knew that I loved French. The emotional part of it was very strong. They respected very much the music. The love in the moment we were making music, each night we were looking for papers, new manuscripts. It was a pleasure.
Traditional song from Andalusia, again from the distant past, another record you made with Ars Musicae. Now, those recordings were made long before the boom in doing authentic early music performances. And I think you must be one of the very few singing stars who can do the whole range, I mean, right from the Middle Ages to the present day, and also do music from all parts of Spain. I particularly love a little song on your most recent record, El Cant dels Ocells.
Well, it is a traditional song of Catalonia. Since you are a child, you are singing that. Is centuries of the life of this song. It has been very well known because Pablo Casals used to play it as an encore. And he used to imagine that this was the hymn of Catalonia, of independence of Catalonia. There was something like that he wanted to expose with this song. But in reality, it's a traditional song, Christmas song.
And a favourite of yours, I think.
Yes, I think it's one of the most beautiful melodies of Catalonia.
Song of the Birds from Catalonia, singing there with Geoffrey Parsons playing the piano. But of all the Spanish composers, who would you pick out who is the most outstanding?
Well, I think Granada and Falla, they are the two ones that suddenly you become in love with the music of Spain.
I must say, I love the Granados tonadillas, which I think you often perform, the majas. How would you describe it? What's a maja? A belle, a gallant, the streets of Madrid?
It is like if you see the paintings of Goya, but it's a type of ladies. They were with mantillas, and majos also, they were with the capes.
But in the songs, the majas are always either in love or loving, or not in love or hating.
Yeah, yes.
So they're obviously very passionate people.
Yeah, passionate, and also is very baroque. He caught very well the ambience of Madrid.
Actually, there's a particularly lovely Granados song, which actually comes from his opera, Goyescas, The Maiden and the Nightingale.
I used to sing it many times, in recitals. But it's a wonderful melody. It's one of the best things of Granados, I think.
One of the best Spanish songs, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Does it say...
It is so difficult that in general nobody sings that.
Why is it difficult? I mean, I can imagine
No,
technically...
because of the last part.
Yes. But
Yeah.
also to express what it's about, because it is so simple.
Yes, yes.
And yet...
But it's very passionate. It is not a passion that goes outside.
And
you must do it with a passion inside of you.
An interior passion.
Mm. The line, you must have a wonderful legato to do it well. And the last notes are very difficult because the attacks must be very clean. If you don't do very well, it will spoil the rest of the song.
Granados, La Maja y el Ruiseñor, a very early record made in 1950. And there's a composer of today who's also Catalan, Javier Montsalvatge. I think he's written some absolutely charming tunes, Cinco Canciones Negras, which show so many sides of your singing, actually.
They are very well done and with a lot of inspiration. This Afro-Cuban flavor, the rhythm, the habanera rhythm, the rumba rhythm. Well, I think this is a wonderful collection of songs.
I remember the first time I heard them, I had to stop. I was driving the car.
Yeah?
I had to stop them. What is this? It's fantastic music.
Yeah. They are very wonderful.
El negro canta y se fuma, tomba seremba, el negro se ajuma y canta, tomba seremba, el negro canta y se va. Cuénteme serembo, ay, llamando, ay, llamando, au, tamba, 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 tamba del negro que tumba, tamba del negro caramba, caramba, caramba que el negro tumba, llama, llama.
may find this extraordinary to contemplate, but I think you taught us, with the range of music that you sing from the Spanish heritage, exactly how rich it was, and the amount of different peoples that were in Spain, the different communities that were in Spain. For example, the tremendous rich Jewish community.
Yes.
It was here. There's some wonderful Sephardic songs that you
But
have.
I began to do this when I was in Ars Musicae. Of course, it is in the ancient music of Spain, the Sephardic world. They were here, they were living here with the Moors, and these Sephardic songs I began to sing there. I didn't give great importance in that moment. I was very young, but afterwards I began to meet Sephardic people, and I began to learn that they were still singing the songs that they sang in Spain. And I became also very interesting when I was in Israel. I saw many Sephardic people, and I sang many Sephardic songs afterwards.
What's the quality of the Sephardic music that relates to you?
Oh, well, the Oriental part of it, the Mediterranean. They accomplish one thing is to get inside of their culture, other cultures, the Turkish culture, the Greek culture, inside in the songs. And there are some songs that they have relations with Turkish melodies and Greek melodies. But most of all, it is the Mediterranean kind of a song, the melismas.
It also sounds very sad.
Yeah, but they sound very much as the Spain I have known when I was a child. Yes, it is more this kind of a Spain, a quiet, silent, with joy, but not exuberant kind of joy. I think it is very near with, in the same way my mother was singing songs from Castilla, for instance, represent very much the past.
Una matica neruda, una matica de flor, isha mia, mi querida, livia vicente adiós.
Una matica de ruda, a wild plant, again from the distant Spanish Sephardic musical past. But finally, I think we have to talk a little about those very favourite songs, which I think you've made your very own. I mean, a lot of songs, a lot of characters, which go with the name Victoria de los Ángeles. But two, I think, are quite special, Clavelitos and Rodrigos de los Alamos Vengo.
Oh, I used to sing so many times.
Yes.
So many times, yes.
De los Alamos Vengo is a very interesting song because you also sang it in your early music programs.
Yeah, because this is from the Renaissance.
Yes.
Yeah. Rodrigo used to make a lot of his music with ancient music of Spain. He has a quality of inspiration that does something magic to ancient musics, and he puts it in a modern way, and it is splendid.
This is a piece which goes on, and you add more and more notes.
Yeah,
so many more. Isn't it interesting how the simplest songs
Yes.
are the most difficult?
Yes, of course. And also from a very simple song, a song without importance, you can make something very important. When your creativity goes more on.
Adds to it.
Yes, that's it.
And when you're on stage with a simple song, you have to forget all the technical side.
You must go out in the stage knowing you must breathe well, to project well, to imagine, to concentrate, many things that you combine together, and this must go with you out in the stage. There are other things that come in that moment, like the inspiration, you know, when they say the muse that comes, and you must let it, the inspiration to come in the moment you are in the stage. I don't believe in the rehearsals where you put the inspiration. You say, that inspiration is the one that I must do it in the stage. Never. And I let myself go in a moment of inspiration. What comes. And each time would be different. In combination with these people that is in front of you. They give you inspiration.
You've been singing for over 50 years, and that's a pretty impressive career. Are you ever going to give up? Are you ever going to say, enough is enough?
I could never sing a farewell recital, for instance. This would be impossible.
Okay.
It is like be a traitor to public, you see, to make this public feel that this is the last time that they see you. And if somebody there loves you very much, he would be very, or she would be very unhappy, and you don't have the right to make somebody unhappy. And so yourself also, you cut something that is your happiness, your great happiness. So I will never say farewell. My feeling, it is I will never stop singing until I die. It would be impossible to live without singing for me, because I have the need of singing. It is not because I have rehearsal or because I have recital. Days that I don't have nothing, I mean, I go to the piano and I sing at night, for instance, at 10 o'clock at night. I have my windows open and I go to the piano, I open the piano, and I become to sing until midnight, and I enjoy it. I mean, it is a question of life inside of me. It has nothing to do with a career. It is something to do with my life. It depends, I think, it depends of the expression of singing. It is source of life. I think I will sing until my last days of my life. Only with 5 notes, or 4 notes. That's it. And I think I will disappear like that.
La Filadora, the Spinner, a Catalan song recorded by Victoria de Los Angeles just last year. And that was the last in the series of conversations between the Spanish soprano and Natalie Ween. The producer in Manchester was Edwina Wollstonecraft.